Before we begin, I just want to say I'm super appreciative of all the support you guys showed me in the last video. It meant a lot to me to see people not only enjoying the content, but looking forward to more, so thank you, and I hope I can make plenty more videos for all of you to enjoy. While my last video was mainly centered around being informative for newer players, I wanted to use this video to have a little bit more fun. In my last video, I asked you guys what you might want to hear me talk about, and while I did have some ideas in mind already, I decided it'd be fun to use a suggestion from the comment section instead. So shout out to Willem D for the topic we'll be talking about today, but instead of only talking about what 5-star characters and team comps I'm hoping to pull and build, I'll also mention some 4-stars I'm hoping to get. So let's get started. Let's get the weirdest one out of the way first, but that being King Xie. I know a lot of people don't think she's great, but her being a damage dealer that relies completely on luck was something that got me extremely interested in playing her. But I really do think that we just haven't found a way to make her work yet, and I can't wait to try and figure her out if I end up getting her. Moving on from that, the second 4-star I'm really hoping to get is Su Shang, seeing as she's one of my favorite characters in Honkai Impact 3rd as well. And though she's a bit younger in this game, I can still feel the charm I felt from her in Honkai Impact coming through in Star Rail. God, just look at that old. I guess I'll just consider it an extra bonus that she's considered a very good DPS character with what information we got from CBT3. And finally, we move on to the last 4-star on my list. I think this one shouldn't really come as a surprise since pretty much everyone wants this character, being that she's one of the best supports in the game right now. Tingyun is just one of those characters that, on top of being very pretty to look at, is also a monster when it comes to doing her job in the team. So I'd be surprised if someone didn't actually want this character on their account. And seeing that she'll be on Jing Yuan's banner, that means everybody has a pretty decent chance of getting her, especially if you're planning on rolling for him. Before I start talking about the 5-stars, let it be known that I do like all of them equally, and I'll be happy with whichever I get, but these 3 I'm about to talk about are the ones I'm hoping for the most. Starting with Himiko, for somewhat the same reasons as Su Shang, I just want to see her happy, so please, don't put me through another round of emotional pain, Hoyoverse, I'm begging you. Also, who wouldn't want to call down a giant laser to eradicate your enemies? It's just awesome. Next up is, once again, another unit I think a lot of people are hoping for, and I'm not ashamed to join the bandwagon when I say I want Bronya on my account. Between her personality, looks, and abilities, I think anyone would be happy to recruit her into their party, and as of recording this segment, it was announced that she'll be slightly nerfed on the game's launch in terms of her casting her skill on herself, but nonetheless, I still think she'll be a powerful unit to own. So, I think I might have a pattern, because the last 5-star I'd want to get is another I've seen that some people want to avoid, and that's Clara. I love the idea of an enemy hitting Clara just to watch Savarog nuke them out of existence. On top of that, Savarog's design is just badass, and while I know counter-based characters may not be super popular, I may have seen her potential damage output in the DPS rankings, and I couldn't help but want to achieve that level of damage with her myself. Like I said before, I'll be happy with any unit I end up getting once the game launches, but hopefully I can get one of these 6 in my first few pool sessions. But now that we've finished talking about what characters I want, we can move on to what team comps I'm hoping to build in this game. I won't lie, I haven't considered it much before this point, but for sure I know I want to build a hyper carry team comp if possible, with Bronya and Tingyun, buffing one character to the point where they can one-shot any type of enemy. I really do have a bias for wanting to reduce enemies to dust with a single blow. And while my interest in Clara makes me want to build a team that focuses solely on guaranteeing enemies target Clara to unleash her full potential, at the moment there isn't a character apart from March 7th that can ensure enemies target Clara. I'm hoping down the line we'll get a character that allows her to shine as a counterattacker, but I'm still willing to try and make her work as much as possible if I were to get her at launch. And lastly, I think I'd want to try a burning DOT team, using Himiko and Asta as the main components. I've never been one to gravitate to DOT teams, but I thought I might want to branch out and try one if possible with this game, especially with some of the units coming down the line, like Kafka. Plus, the thought of watching enemies slowly perishing by Himiko's hand as she sips tea. It's a disturbing, if not entertaining, thought. With that, I think those are the main team comps I'm considering at the moment. But my plan going into the game is to build a team around whichever characters I get, even if it means building a team that does something completely different than what I'm hoping to try. I realize I forgot something now while recording, and that's what limited banner character I'm going for. Though, the answer to that might be a little too obvious, now that I think about it. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this more fun-styled video in comparison to my last one. Though I can tell you I do have one more video planned to release before Star Row comes out, and it's about what I think players should be aiming to complete on the launch day of the game. So if you're interested in watching that, consider subscribing to see when it drops. But apart from that, thank you guys for all the support. Again, it means a lot to see, and I'll catch you guys next time.